Beautiful people, this is your girl Blue Nola. I am back in the building. Let's go ahead and get into this. So, I wanted to touch on this topic, even though we had done it before. This is Lil Rod versus Diddy. This is the man who I feel initiated this whole thing outside of Cassie, right? Where now he's in a lot of legal trouble. And since then, hundreds and hundreds upon hundreds of other people have come out and said that they've experienced some, things under Diddy, that is not so good. So, this is from the Jasmine brand. We're going to do a quick energy pull on it to see where this case is now. I did one on Diddy and Lil Rod before, and I felt like some of this stuff would get dismissed, and I said that, but let's go ahead and jump into like the update of this. Again, this is Chris Blue Nola. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment. I want to hear your feedback. I really do. I want to know what you think about the situation, right? Yes. I see people in the comments. I'll read some of the comments too, because I see some people in the comments like, well, yeah, it's still, it's still going on. And then you got some people like, yeah, Lita, let that man go. Y'all were just making stuff up. But I think we should, in any Diddy situation, it should be a case by case situation. Because look at how, when we initially did Cassie, I said it happened. I said he was going to settle with her. And then a tape came out and he settled with her, right? So we can't just assume everything that he does is going to be dismissed. So we're going to do a quick update on it. And again, I just put your feedback, but don't forget to hit that like button. All right. So this is from the Jasmine brand. I always like to shout out any blog that I actually get the information from. It says judge dismisses majority of claims in Lil Rod Jones lawsuit against Diddy. So majority of the claims have been dismissed. So let's jump into it. It says, in a recent court ruling, Diddy scored a partial victory in a lawsuit filed by former music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones, who accused the mogul of sexual assault. So, SA. We'll just say SA just to make it safe for you too. The judge dismissed 5 out of the 9 claims made by Jones, including the RICO charges, emotional distress, and breach of contract. Now, remember, if you go back to when Lil Rod first came out, Lil Rod's initial grievance with Diddy was that there was some music that was done. He worked hard on this music, and then he wasn't paid for this music. And then Diddy proceeded to disrespect him, playing his face, get online, talking to his friends like Lil Rod wasn't nothing. Well, Lil Rod then took you down to hell and back, okay? Because you wouldn't pay this man his money for the music that he allegedly worked on, or the money you allegedly owe. Sometimes it's better just to like do the right thing and pay these people, because look what this just happened to you, child, behind Lil Rod's money. So anyway, let me get back to where I'm at. So basically, a judge dismissed 5 of the 9 claims Jones made, including the RICO charges, emotional distress, and breach of contract. Additionally, the Trafficking Victims Protection Act's claim against Diddy company Combs Global was also thrown out. Remember I told you I didn't feel like there was any trafficking in the Lil Rod situation? That's what I was talking about. The judge didn't hold back on reprimanding Jones' lawyer, Tyrone A. Blackburn, for poorly prepared filings. In particular, the judge noted that Blackburn had failed to recognize that Diddy is presumed innocent and is unrelated to a grand jury indictment. Jones filed a lawsuit back in February 2024 accusing Diddy of trafficking, RICO conspiracy, and claims that the mogul labeled as a money grab. Despite the dismissal, the case is still going to move forward, and serious SA allegations remain on the table. In response, Blackburn told TMZ, "A win is a win. Playtime is over. We look forward to discovery. Hope the defendants are ready. The remaining claims could potentially make it to trial, depending on the progression of the case." All right, so let's get into it. Now, did I see on another blog? Let me see. Let me check real quick, because I believe the Shade Room had something about it too. I believe. No, I don't know if the Shade Room, they need to do a better job. I feel like Shade Room always be behind on the damn news. What is going on in the Shade Room? Oh, Lord Jesus. I mean, Jesus, it always feels like, okay, so neighborhood talk. See, the neighborhood talk always got me right, baby. What's up? What's up, neighborhood talk? So let's see what the neighborhood talk had here. Let's see, because I was looking at, okay. So give me the energy spirit around Diddy in the Lil Rod situation. Where is this case going in terms of the SA allegations for Lil Rod? This is music producer Lil Rod. Where is this case going now? 5 out of the 9 were dismissed. 3 remain on the table for SA. Where is this going to go? Fool card in reverse. 4 cups in reverse. Okay. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Ooh. Wow, these cards are flying. Ooh. Let me grab them. We're going to just leave these. And I'll leave all these. Let's move this is a ritual bowl. Let's move them. Let's bring this up. The Fool card, the 4 cups, Wheel of Fortune. The Justice card, the 6 of Wands, the Hermit. It's quite a bit of cards, so let's just get them out. The Ace of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands. I notice a lot of cards. 4 of Pentacles, the Lover's card. Okay, hold on. Let me get this last 2 that fell. We're going to have to take them. Oh, last 3. We're going to have to take them on. So let's start with the fact that I do feel like they're not going to just try to settle with Lil Rod, right? When you see this, well, let me not say that. This seems like they're going to battle him out for it, right? So this is what this is talking about. It talks about they do feel it's a money grab. And I do feel that they rather go to trial and take it to trial to have it exposed here. So it does show a continued battle. It does show the truth coming to light. And the Justice card is here, which means it could go to it could go to the point of trial. It could go to the point of trial. The Hermit card is for it to be looked at. So when you look at the Hermit, the Justice card, and then of course the Hierophant, to me that all signifies it like you wanted to go to trial. Let's take it to trial. Let's let everybody hear. Let's put the cards on the table about what was going on. You know what? A person that's in jail ain't got nothing to lose, right? 150 cases against him. So he's going to challenge. This is Diddy and his team. They're going to challenge what Lil Rod is saying. It's not going to be easy just to settle. All right. So again, legal proceedings. And then the Hermit is here, which means to look into it a lot further and the truth to be revealed. This is what it's coming up with. So let's just start with that. I'll put these together. All right. And then it to be defended. All right. Now, so that's it. I do feel like Lil Rod, some of the accusations he made against Diddy, I do feel like there's some things that he did see, right? He has the Ace of Cups here, but there's also some things that he's kind of embellishing on. So it's kind of like, you know, if you think about it, it's like going to a situation where you see like some little activity going on and it didn't necessarily pertain to you. You might have kind of seen it from afar. But this Ace of Cups can represent, he did observe some things that felt like, okay, something was happening. But also, too, this is almost like red herring, you know, somebody who can, distort some of the facts. Somebody who can, put a little bit of truth with a little bit of a lie. The Fool card is representing somebody who is, using something, embellishing a story to a distraction. But I do feel like that he did observe some things. I'm not going to take that away from him. In his message here, this represents some treachery, right? This also represents Diddy failed to recognize him, failed to do something for him. This is all like it is a money grab, and I am going to stand on the fact that Lil Rod did, listen, when these guys be hanging together, and they be at these little after party things, people do see stuff. The lovers card is there, right? You might have seen some people, having some activities and kissing and hugging and chill, whatever. It is in there, so let's not get it twisted. But I do feel like he is looking for some type of settlement. The settlement looks like it's a substantial amount, but it's giving, in your messages here, it's giving you may not get what you were looking for. The Four of Pentacles and that Five of Pentacles, this represents a loss, and this represents to hold on to the money. So I do feel like, I do feel like it may go to the point to where they discuss it, but it could be a situation, guys, and this is only for the little rod situation, where they discover like the story that he's telling about what really would happen is not like the complete. It is giving a little bit of truth mixed in with a little bit of a lie, right? So it's like I'm going somewhere and I see a couple kissing, and then I make it seem like he was that. I do feel like, I said this on the last video, remember when Lil Rod had made a claim that I guess Diddy was in a shower, taking showers in front of him. I guess he considers that sexual assault or something like that. But just know, I just feel like they're going to run into trouble, right? The case with Lil Rod, they may run into a little bit of trouble. A Three of Wands in reverse is the trouble, and then this card just flew out, and this is representing the whole, like some stuff is being manipulated. All right, it's being crafted, it's being manipulated. There's some illusion going on here. So if they bring it to trial, just know he may not get what he thinks he's going to get out of this situation. It definitely won't be millions of dollars or so. It just don't feel like it will be that. And it definitely feels like, they're going to battle him out. I tell anybody, if you're going through, like, unless you're really like guilty of these things, I would tell you battle it out in court. Look at A$AP Rocky, right? He took a chance. He went to court and he won, right? That was very, that was a very probably scary time in his life based on his reaction. Give me the energy again around the Lil Rod's case. I know I dealt a lot of cards. And this is represent almost like, how people be like, can dismiss it with how you say it, with prejudice? Is it that? And then you can come back later and still try to refile it. I don't know. This just gives indecision. So right now, this is talking about there's an indecision, a stalemate, right? This could also represent some sort of understanding or something to be resolved. But it's giving that they're going to fight him to the end. They're not going to just give him a check. Lil Rod is going to be like some of these people that's going to probably be waiting a long time for this to go through. It's giving some indecision, though, around this. So that's what we have for the Lil Rod and Diddy's case. And then, of course, the case with the girl who said she was 13 and she went to the concert with Jay-Z and Diddy. All that stuff was dismissed. So things are getting, and I told y'all this, and I mean, like, somebody was on my Instagram saying people taking up for Diddy, and then you gotta pay attention to their mindset. No, I think we have to look at each situation on a case by case situation. We can't have a groupthink mentality, right? We can't just follow things because we think that we can't just go with things because we don't, because when the one incident that he had with Cassie, we just gonna diminish everything else. I think we need to look at every situation case by case, right? Because I'm going to be honest, there are some holes in some of the stories that's being told. And I think for us to just say, he's guilty of everything, guilty. I think that makes us, that it's an immature, right? Emotional and overly emotional and immature reaction. I think if put yourself in somebody else's shoes, what if you were in a situation, let's just take away Diddy. You were in a situation where somebody put a bunch of charges on you that may not even, that's not, you didn't even do it. So I think, again, as this Diddy case plays out, we'll see things that he hasn't done, and we'll see things that he has done, right? We did reading on Cassie, and we said, okay, yes, he did this, and he's going to pay. A day later, he made a settlement. But we got to take every case, every situation on a case-by-case basis. And because people don't agree with some of the stories, does it not make them bad? that makes them have their own mindset to say, let me look at this. This is what you went to school. You take a story, you read it, and you evaluate the facts. And does this make sense to me? Does this feel right in my spirit? Let this go. Let this play out. Let's see what the outcome is going to be. Let's see if the person is telling the truth. A lot of people have this believe all victims mentality. I believe everything should be done on a case by case situation, and we'll let the cards the cards fall where they may, because now the whole entire lawsuit, the 13-year-old was dismissed against Diddy and Jay-Z, and now 5 out of the 9 situations with Lil Ron is dismissed. And then some of them stories, I'm sorry y'all, some of the stories sound like they a little far-fetched. And then now you have Tony Busby. He was literally just stepped down. Well, he just finally acknowledged that he wasn't even allowed to practice in the state that he was suing people for. So that just tells you right there that that lawyer just was using the muscle mentality, which means he's going to just try to sue, pressure people, put all this public information out just to force a what you want to call it, a settlement with Jay-Z and them. And then once that all fell apart, and he can't even, like Tony Busby can't even pursue the cases that he had for Diddy in the state that he sued Diddy for. Like, guys, we have to take everything on a case by case situation, right? This is the reading on Lil Rod and Diddy. I know Diddy has an indictment and a superseding indictment. We'll see how that plays out too. We're gonna do a reading on that next. This is on Lil Rod. I just feel like some of this stuff is going to fall apart, and then there may be a couple of things that stick together. But the Lil Rod situation is giving me some challenges. And they may come to some agreement eventually, but it definitely gives challenges. All right? Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. And again, if you could agree, people, want to see Diddy burn, on the cross, and he did this and he did that. So far, the only thing that we have literally seen that can be proven is that he was on that tape physically assaulting Cassie. That's the only thing that we actually have been able to see. No other thing has come. Like, until they go to trial, we need to look at everything on a case-by-case situation. All right? So, again, like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. Give me your thoughts. And I tell people, look, have your opinion, keep it respectful. But I feel like some of this stuff is gonna kind of fall apart a little bit. And then, I want to get the actual indictment for the RICO, like not the RICO, what the DA is charging for. And I want to do a reading based on the charges at the DA. That's what I need to do. So I need to find somebody who has the documentation for that, so I can actually get everything that they are trying to get him for. And then I think we're going to come back and do a reading for like what the district attorney in New York is actually trying to take him down for, and see if any of those charges will really stick. Take care, stay blessed, encourage, and power. Don't forget, I always forget to say this part. You can book with me at BlueNolaTarot.com. Very affordable appointments. Again, BlueNolaTarot.com. And have a great day. Put your feedback in the chat. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye.